Very bold, very noble sound. What up, guys? It's your boy Matt from RamseyVoice.com, and I am so excited that you're here, because if you're here, it means that you are ready for some amazing new reactions. Now, this is a little bit of a weird thing, but the reaction that I'm going to be doing today, this is like the granddaddy of reaction videos. And I am super embarrassed because I was really, really late to the Vocal Coach Reacts game, if you will. And so this is actually the Sounds of Silence done by Disturbed. And again, this is like the granddaddy of Vocal Coach Reacts videos. I remember seeing this like online like 2 years ago, and I was like, what is this? Like, what is this madness going on here? But to be clear, I never actually saw the video. I just saw like a million results pop up for this particular song reaction. So I was like, man, this must be amazing. And it's super surprising to me because my guess is that this is a cover of the Simon and Garfunkel song by the guys that did Down with the Sickness. And I don't know if you're probably not as old as I am, but I just remember it's the very first time driving stick shift in Northern Kentucky where I was learning how to drive. And my driving instructor, she was super, super cool, Amy, and she was teaching me how to drive a stick. And she had that Tom Phil thing going on, and then the kind of thing that came after it. And I was just like, we were just like rocking out in this car as she was teaching me how to drive. So I feel super, super nostalgic about Disturbed, and I cannot wait to see what they do with this. I assume it's a Simon and Garfunkel song. I mean, how many Sounds of Silence are there? So we're going to jump right on into it. But if you are brand new to my channel, I want to remind you to stay until the end, because I have a very, very special segment that I call 2-minute tutorials, where I talk about one of the vocal techniques that the singer in the song that I'm reacting to is using. And I make these up totally on the fly. I have no plan. I've never watched this video before, so we're going to figure it out together. And it's a good challenge for me to see if I can explain a very complicated vocal subject in 2 minutes. And it's a good exercise for you guys because you guys learn something, and that's the whole reason that I am doing this. Now, before we jump into the reaction, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. But I'm just going to jump into one of my favorite segments on the show, one that we call High Note, Low Note. And basically, we're going to look at a very, very beautifully written, super intelligent comment from one of my many lovely subscribers. And we're going to look at a steaming pile of garbage comment after that. So let's take a look. Okay, our high note today is coming from Darkish Bright, who 6 days ago said, and I'm going to just do this in a British accent, I don't know why. Wow, I've never seen so much technicalities in voice analysis rather than this, coach. So much fun to watch. I'm even smiling throughout your videos. Yes, I'm having a marathon of watching your videos, and thank you for appreciating Filipino singers. Can you please react to the most talented singers in our country? You got it, Darkish. Thank you so much for leaving that comment. I really, really do believe that what makes my channel different is the amount of technicality that I get into. It bothers a lot of people when I pause. I try not to do it as much as humanly possible, but the whole reason that I'm doing this is so that you guys learn something. And our low note today comes from Casey Name It, who said, "Fuck, your voice is so annoying, making me think, are you really a vocal coach? Sorry, no offense." Well, since you put no offense at the end, I take that comment with a grain of salt. So, I'll just remove it. Okay, no big deal. But I am a real vocal coach. I've been actually studying and teaching for 10 plus years now, and I've taught over 1,000 students. I'm super proud of it. And I'm sorry that you find my voice annoying, but this is the voice I'm born with and the voice that I continue to train constantly. Okay, without any further ado, let's jump into Disturbed's Sound of Silence. Here we go. Whoa, a piano on fire. That's amazing. So we're in F minor. Darkness, my old friend. Ooh, beautiful. I've come to talk with you again. Yeah, there's no auto-tune on that.
Vision softly creeping.
Oh, yeah.
Left its scenes while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains.
Highest note so far is an A3.
Within the sound of silence.
F-sharp 2 on bottom.
Restless dreams I walked alone.
Nice.
Narrow streets of cobblestone.
I love this filmography. It's beautiful.
I turned my collar to the cold and damp.
A little bit of a variation. I turn my collar.
Eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night.
Ooh, love coming back to the F minor. F sharp minor. Ooh, what's gonna happen now?
And in the naked light I saw
Nice.
10,000
C sharp 4 on top. Let's see if he goes up to F sharp 4. Yeah, so then without speaking. A beautiful mix there. Really, really nice. It doesn't sound like too pushed or anything like that. And one of the things that I really like about Disturbed is their ability to change in between those really growly stuff and really, really clean vocals. And I think he does a great job of switching. Yeah. Ooh, I love that. All right, up to the A for Voices. Yeah.
The sound of silence.
Wow.
Fools said, "I you do not know."
Very bold, very noble sound.
Silence like a cancer grows.
Yeah, tell him, dude.
Hear my words and I teach you.
Back to the F sharp again.
Take my arms and I reach you.
Cool, little just descending arpeggio from the A. Beautiful.
But my words like silent raindrops fell.
There we go. So he's starting to add in some of that grit, some of that distortion, and that is really, really cool because he's actually still staying totally in tune as he does that.
Echoed in the wells of silence, and the people bowed in praise.
Yeah.
To the neon god they made.
F sharp 4.
And the sign flashed out its warning.
Nice.
And the words that it was for me.
Starting from the top again.
In the sign said the words on the prophets are written on the subway wall.
He goes written on versus written on, which is really crucial for the technique he's using here.
In the sound of silence.
Ooh. Oh my God, guys. This is an amazing performance, and I cannot wait to get right into the 2-minute tutorial. So we're going to set 2 minutes on the clock. Okay, guys, so we're going to jump right on into our 2-minute tutorial today. And I want to talk specifically about overdrive and distortion in the singing voice. So let me first start off by saying that I am not an expert in this by any means. And I'll actually go a step further, and there are a lot of disagreements amongst even the experts in vocal distortion and screaming. But I do teach it. I do work with a lot of students that want to get that without speaking, to get that really overdrive, distorted sound that he's getting there. And I want to kind of talk about that for a second. Number one, is it healthy? I think that if you do that at a lower volume for short periods of time, it's not nearly as hard and damaging on your voice as doing it for like 2 hours at a time at a really, really high volume, like I kind of just demonstrated. That's number one. Number one, out of the way. Number two, how do you actually get that in your voice? So my opinion here is that basically what we're talking about is using the chest voice muscle, the thyroarytenoid muscle, and you're basically adding a lot of breath pressure to it in order to get up to the take my arms and I can reach you, to get up to that sound. Basically what he's doing here is he's using that chest voice muscle, that thyroarytenoid muscle, and he's blowing a lot of breath pressure at it. And what's kind of crazy about that is if you throw a lot of extra breath pressure at that chest voice muscle, rather than transitioning to the take my arms then I might reach you, to do it in like a mixed voice, instead he's basically just blowing a lot of extra air at that sound. And what I mean by that is that he's pushing a lot of extra air, but he's kind of singing like maybe, let's say, like an F sharp, but he's actually pushing enough air that that thyroarytenoid muscle actually starts to bend and stretch outward, which brings him up to that A note. Now, I guess that there is a lot of studio magic on this in order to make it sound as good as it does. I could be totally wrong, and he could pull it off completely flawlessly live in an acoustic setting, and it sounds exactly the same. But my guess here is that this has a little bit of tuning on it to make it sound absolutely on pitch and in tune. And the reason that I say that is it's very, very difficult to get that take my arms to go with just chest voice without going a little bit flat at first. It could be that he's just done it enough times that he always knows where that is, but I cannot help but stress that I think the most important thing is that you start off by finding that in a beautiful mix first of that take my arms and then start to add more into it. Take my arms and take my arms in, and you can start to add a little bit more and more and more to it. I probably just blew out my microphone. But the bottom line is you want to find out how to do it right at first and then start to add more layers and more layers and more layers into it. What's making this sound so exciting is the ventricular vocal cords, the fake or the false vocal cords are getting involved in that too, to get that which sounds super, super exciting, but is really tough on your voice. So be careful how you use it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did. It's been so long in coming. It is an absolutely phenomenal performance, and I cannot wait to see more like this. I'll see you guys.